Hi everybody, I am Lady Stars and Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa, and this is our healing messages for May 2nd through the 9th. Or if you wish to view it that way, it is our weekly reading. Now, before I go into what Spirit has to say, as well as the runes that they gave me, because I didn't even have to throw the runes today, just as I was putting them in my hands, they answered it. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather, so if I start sneezing or coughing, I'm sorry. But before I go into telling you what Spirit said, I'm going to remind you a little bit about astrology this week, because it's going to help you understand exactly what it is Spirit is saying. See, at the end of this week, we have a new moon. New moons are all about beginnings. But right before the new beginnings, the new births of our beginnings, we tend to really see exactly what those births, those new beginnings, need to be shown. Jupiter goes direct at the end of this week on the following Monday, on the 9th. Now, Jupiter is your more. What is more in your life? What is it that I need to bring to me that I need more of? What do you put my in front of? My home, my life, my love, my job, my money, my business. It is showing you exactly where my ain't achieving. That's why it's been in retrograde. It's showing you how to bring it to you and what you're not bringing to you. So that as it goes direct, it can start bringing it to you. That's part of why when we're indirect, this is in retrograde. We see this before we go direct. Now, this week also, I want you to remember, we have all those planets in retrograde. And as soon as Mercury went retrograde, Mercury is your communicator. Mercury is your messenger to everybody else. But in retrograde, it turns around and becomes a mirror. And it's showing us what it is we need to be messaging to ourselves and what we're not receiving. So with all these different areas in retrograde, or about to go direct, either way, that inward mirror is turned inward and it's going, look at me, this is what's not right, this is how we fix this, instead of outwardly. Period. That's what Mercury does when it's retrograde. It turns everything around and it says, we're going to look inward. We're going to look inside. This week also, because you have those planets for until the 9th, all of them are in retrograde. And then they start releasing back out. But this is a very powerful week. The reason I'm telling you all of this is because I have been a little bit ill. I haven't been able to achieve normally the way I do with Spirit. I usually go through shamanic journeys as well, and I let them tell me what else to say. But with me being slightly ill, I can't journey. And because my breathing problem with that, with being ill, makes it to where I'm having trouble with that journeying. The only reason I'm telling you this is because by the grace of Spirit, thank you, they just showed up. They know I do this every week, and they came out and they were saying, this needs to be powerful. So they brought it to me anyway. Thank you. Like I say, it's never me, it's them. I just pass it on. I'm just a channel. This week also, for half of the week, you are in Aries. Aries is very brave. It is very direct. But Aries with the moon, your emotions, being brave, being direct. But in Aries, sometimes we also fizzle out and don't quite finish the job. But we're moving into Taurus right after, in that new moon. And Taurus is all about, man, I don't quit. I don't quit. And right now, Taurus has Venus in it. So the love of self, the love of everything you want, along with I don't quit and new beginnings, is major for you to understand right now. The reason I say that is because Spirit brings to me, make this powerful. Because it's important for you to realize this week, you are going to be viewing obstacles, obstacles, obstacles. You are going to be seeing those karmic obstacles. But I'm being told, just like my shirt says, Wonder Woman, It is time to bring that Wonder Woman out. If you're a guy, I don't care. Be a superhero. Be whatever superhero it is. It's time to lift that up and move it out. It's time to bring the superhero up and out of you. But in order to achieve these obstacles, they're giving me these questions for you to ask yourself. What are you creating? It's that simple. What are you creating? Or what aren't you creating? What are you harvesting into your life? What are you allowing this season of your life to be? Are you planting what you truly want? Because if you're not, why aren't you? It's that simple. Are you finding yourself feeling like a hostage in a situation? Are you a prisoner in a situation? Are you hospitable? And do you see it all as a gift or not? And see, the reason they're giving it to me that way is because these two are coinciding. And they're showing me different people and their obstacles and how they are or aren't overcoming them, as well as myself. And the only way for me to break this down for you to understand is to go into my own life and share it with you. See, I am not meant to walk in front of you or behind you. I'm meant to walk right beside you. I know that's part of my path. I know that I am meant to fall on my face and I'm meant to rise right beside you at the same time. This is part of how I know my path and the inspiration that comes from me is. And so I'm going to share this with you. See, back at Christmas time, it was one thing after another of I felt and I knew in my own life, for myself, for my own psychic ability, for the own evolutionary growth of my own self, moving me into the next plateau of where I wish to go, that I needed to take a day off of work, an extra day. Not because I don't need money. Come on, we all need money in this world. But because I needed it for my balance. I needed it so that I could start turning around what I want from versus what I have been. What I want to create versus what I have been. I am not who I was. Neither are you. But one obstacle after another has gone by and I have yet to get that extra day off during each week. But that is exactly what they're saying. Are you a hostage? Are you a prisoner in your own life to your own situations? Because if you are, only you allowed it. Only you allowed yourself to stay in that. I'm not telling you to be not of service to others. I'm not telling you that it is not good to be helpful. It is always helpful to be of service to others in your life, to the loved ones in your life, to the situations in your life. But when you are in service so much that you allow it to turn inwardly and start pulling you out of service to yourself, now you're causing harm to yourself. And this is what they are wanting you to see. Are these obstacles necessary? Are you allowing yourself to stay from moving to the next plateau? Because if so, only you are. I am now taking that extra day off. I need it to move in the direction I want and to get me to that next plateau. I'm not going to stay in this plateau. I refuse to stay in this plateau. I am going to kick in that door and I'm going to start walking in the plateau I'm supposed to be in. And sometimes you have to leave things and people behind. But if you want to move into that next plateau of where you're supposed to be, that's what has to happen so the new can come into your life. It is time to realize these obstacles, these karmic obstacles that I have allowed aren't going to keep me back, because that's the question they're asking you right now. Are you allowing yourself to keep you back, or are you going to have that sacrifice, that self-mastery, that endurance to move to that next plateau? Because that's what this week's all about. That's what this week is about, along with that new moon that is coming. It is time to view it, see it, and realize only I am creating my own karma. Only I am creating my own fate. So if I choose to stay here and allow other situations to keep me right here from moving forward, well, then I won't move forward. No, this is what I'm trying to get through to you. Only you have the ability to sacrifice what needs to be done, to have the endurance, and to surrender to your own self, baby, not to the obstacles around you. What are you creating? Because if you don't create what you want, then you're not gonna get it. Now, we go into the runes, because I'm going to start off this week. I didn't even throw the runes this week. See, and that's why I said I'm so thankful that they came through so powerful. And I'm hoping that I'm giving you that right energy. Because I didn't even throw the runes. I just put them in my hand and they told me which ones needed to come. Because like I said, I've been slightly under the weather. Knez is the first one. I can never tell if I'm showing it to you upside down or right in the video until after I see it, but it's right side up. Knez, first one is coming in Howlite. It is spiritual energy. It is calming energy. It is awareness. Then, rarely does any of my symbols come to me in clear quartz. And when clear quartz shows up, it says, look at me! Look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm amplified right now. I am important. And I got it twice this week. Knez is torch, craft, cunning, fire. It is your manifestation. It is your character. It is your own personality. It points to matters of your own creativity, of the craft that is you. Shows us the natural ability of the craft that is you through your own personal skills and efforts. It can also show or indicate from a balance problem, from not properly being balanced. So it is time to treat yourself right. It is time to pamper yourself as it is needed right now. You need your rest, your sleep, your play. You need all of them. Otherwise you get ill and things get out of whack. It is important for your balance to be even, for you to enjoy life, not just be a workaholic, so that you can have the creativity you need, baby, and create fate for yourself. Symbol of skill is what Knez is. Crafts of It can also be crafts of sexual practices. Principle, though, of your ignition. It is your on button. It is your start. It is your go. And are you going? Are you going to stand there and kick in the door and say, I'm stepping up to the next plateau? Or are you just going to be there and take what you've always been taking and not really necessarily go the way you need to? Because this is that week to kick in that door. Creativity expressed in form. It controls us through our inspiration, through our knowledge, and our capabilities. Maybe you also need to get some education in that area. It is your craft skill, your craft guide, your analysis, the forge of your own human endeavors. I'm being told again, it is the creativity that is you, that only you can bring forth. Period. Creativity that only you, honey, can bring forth. It is shaping, reshaping of the present. It is also transmutation through fire and heat. And because it's a fire element, it can deal with your sexual practices or your children. Because your fire is what you love. So you love your partner. You love your children. It is the craft of runic divination is what they're trying to get out. The craft of your own runic divination. What are you divining for yourself? What are you creating for yourself? Are you going to stay where you were, or are you going to move forward? It's time to truly inwardly look and see exactly what it is you need. Now, sorry, because they were talking to me then. The next one is Uraz. Uraz is coming in no, that's not Amazonite. And Howlite is coming in Howlite. It is awareness, it's spiritual energy, and it's calming energy. It is also coming in my Muggle Stone. And Muggle Stone is all about your creativity. It's all about grounding. Ground and mirror yourself honestly. It is also all about the Empath Stone. It is telling us to separate. Know them, know you, and know the difference. Then I am also receiving it in Clear Quartz. Amplify, 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 amplify. It is the vital seed. It is the bull. It is the wild force. It indicates the shaping of events through your own strengths. It can show the determined mind. Strong connection, though, with health matters. And a healer may be present in the situation due to the symbol. It also indicates the wild force of the natural world around you. Freedom, energy, action, courage, strength, understanding, wisdom, tenacity, form creation, primal shaping, or patterning. The power of shape. The power of being able to create and direct or have a purpose in that shape. The outpouring of your vital power, your vital strength. The strength that burns away all weaknesses. It is the power of holding that shape. Being able to take that form, hold it, and control it as you need it to be. Good health, though. But it also, being a healing situation, can be of good fortune, but it can also bring on the fact that possibly maybe there are people with surgeries this week, or coming up, or finding out about them. It is your ferocious energies. It is your wildness. It is your instinctual urges, your untamable spirit. It is the essence of matter that has yet been manifested. It is bringing you up and out into your Wonder Woman or your superhero. It is lifting that up and not seeing anything but what needs to be and being in the truth of it. Then we have Thorisol. And Thorisol actually is the most important this week. It was the first one to bring itself to my attention. Grounding in energy. It is also creative in energy. And it is your empath, reminding you to separate you from them. It also is coming in Rhodonite, which is love of self, love of others, and letting go of anxiety. Thorisol, though, is the giant. It is thunder. It is lightning. It is fire. It is Thor's hammer. It points to sudden something or sometimes changes, but it can also come through because of violent events. It can be hostile. It can be aggressive. But it can show and indicate the powerful, stunning breakthrough. It will bring about the breakthrough, even though it may not come nicely, necessarily. It can show the presence of violent people or violent situations. Like I said, it may not come through nicely. It may be very aggressive, but it is the power. But it can also be erotic in nature. But I'm being showed that it's going to be more aggressive in nature this week. Presence of the powerful and compulsive nature that needs to be mastered. It is the principle of opposition. It is your action and your reaction. It is creating your fate. It is creating your fortune. What are you going to create? You might have to push hard to make that happen. Just like I said for myself, I finally came to realize, no, I'm taking my extra days off and you will deal with it, work. Period. It is the catalyst of change. It is the power. It is the mighty blow for the breaker of that resistance. It is the warrior. It is the fighter. It is of great strength. Compulsion, again, that needs to be mastered, though. It is your conscious breakthrough against your unconscious forces. It is also showing you conflicts within your shadow self. So you're going to be looking at light and dark. But that is part of the whole obstacles that you are going to be viewing through that mirror that is showing you exactly what it is you need so that you can create what you want and start those new beginnings come the new moon. And it's reminding us also, though, that those oppose us are also our teachers. It is regeneration, evolutionary change after the crisis. I was just viewing that I wasn't being told anything else, because sometimes they speak to me right off of the book. And they have told me just then, let me find it, to add this one in, because I just saw Pethro. Pethro, it did not pull it. The book just spoke. Pethro is, it looks like that. Pethro is the apple, the cup, the chess piece, the birth, the water, one's destiny. Like I said, the book speaks. Determination of our own future. Need to take that change. Need to take that risk. Or the overindulgence in a behavior. Indicates in social enjoyment, entertainment, or the new birth of a venture into your own unknown, or the unknown. It is rules of the rune cast, of magical incantation. Magical intuition. It is also women's mysteries, and it can point to the presence of entertainers entertainers or those practitioners of that entertainment. It is the principle again of the unknown and the child birthing of it, birth of the new, intuition of wisdom and of taking risks, changing of one's arms, the fellowship of social laughter as well as gambling, creating karma, creating your own fate, testing fate. One creates one's own fortune. It is bonding of psyche and soma. It is your evolutionary growth, revolution of the secrets and their mysteries, unmanifested powers weaving into pattern, learning through the experience. I love you. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I hope that you kick in the doors that you need to in your life to get you where you need to be. I also wanted to tell everybody, if you are interested in me, I am joining the PBN family, and I'm going to have my first show coming out on May 5th, which is Thursday night at 8 p.m., so please tune in. And I hope that you have a wonderful week. If you have anything else that you want from me, or any questions, or a reading, or the candles, or anything that I make, please visit LadyStarsAndFire.com. Hugs and kisses in the wind, everybody. See you next week. Bye.